Streaming live on WHITradio.org in High Tech High School in North Bergen, New Jersey. It's Second Take. I'm your announcer, Crazy Carlos, and as always, your deaf host for some reason, Sam the Man. I'm sorry.
I'm Sam the Man, Mom of the Magnet, Ratchet Richie. Carlos is announcing an amazing errand on the board. We're going to do 2 shows today. You guys get a special treat. The first one is Second Take, and we're going to be discussing a little bit of the sports weekend. And we're going to start off with the Knicks. Mo had something to say about it.
All right, so Carmelo threatened to, he had a conversation with Tim Hardaway Jr., and he threatened to beat him up, actually. All Tim Hardaway Jr. did was look at him, and there was a rebound going Melo's direction. He yelled out, "Get the rebound!"
Yeah.
And how are you going to get mad at a teammate for
completely fair commentary? But what I think is going on is Melo has a belief.
His ego is too big, man. That's what it is.
Exactly. He has a belief right now that he is above that, and that somebody telling him, giving him a suggestion, somebody as lowly as Tim Hardaway Jr. How could that ever?
And Tim Hardaway Jr. is a pretty damn good player.
How could that ever happen to somebody
been
as
playing
great
horrible
as
this year.
Melo?
No, he hasn't.
Besides the past 5 games, he's been playing horrible.
Overall, this season, he's been doing pretty well.
I think we're blowing this too much out of proportion.
Don't get me wrong, it happens.
I think this brings up more of a topic about Carmelo Anthony's frustration with the Knicks this year, the Knicks offense more specifically.
I think he's a part of the problem.
He is part of the problem, although the triangle offense is mainly the triangle offense.
I didn't hear it in there. No.
Is a huge just the Knicks this year. If you watch their offense, I've been watching almost every game. I think I watch more Knicks games than Nets games because of my friend Brandon.
This season, yeah.
I haven't.
I've seen a lot of Knicks games.
They struggle so much. It's in triangle offense. The basis of it is pretty much you're passing the ball more than
it's not as easy as we think.
When you watch the Knicks, I know that's what I'm saying. When you watch the Knicks, it seems like they don't even know who they want to take the shot. Yeah. I saw 3 possessions yesterday that Carmelo Anthony and Jose Calderon passed the ball 5 times to each other when they each had open shots 3 times. I think that's a problem. When you both have,
I think the problem is,
and in reflection, it's Carmelo Anthony is so far having his worst year yet. We've never seen Carmelo Anthony struggle this much. If anything, since his rookie year.
But again, he's gonna get surgery soon.
Even his rookie year, he looked better than this.
He's getting surgery soon though. His knees are bothering him.
No, I'm not trying to knock Carmelo Anthony. I'm really, if anything, I kind of feel bad for the Knicks in general. Their offense is doing horrible. It's making.
But you know what? It's their first year. We all knew going in this was gonna be a bad season.
I'm not trying to knock them at all. It's making Steve Fisher look bad in a way.
Who?
I mean.
Derek Fisher.
It's making, I was thinking of Steve Kerr. It's making Derek Fisher look bad in a way, and I think we're really, as a Knicks fan, you have to be really patient because it's going to take the Knicks a couple years.
No, but look, I knew they were going to be bad going in. I did not know that this was going to be their worst franchise start.
To be honest,
I think that what a big problem that you're seeing is that the leadership is not stepping up. I mean,
no. That you could, I agree with that.
Melo is not.
Melo is not stepping up, and especially you see it. If anything. If you think we're blowing over this, we may be blowing it out of proportion. I think that it's important because it's a representation of how he's not stepping up, and not only is he not stepping up, he's basically telling the rookie, "Screw you for thinking that we have a chance of winning."
Sophomore.
I'm sorry. The young player who's just in the league, basically full of optimism, thinks that they still have a chance to win. He's pessimistically telling him, "We don't have a chance to win. Why are you trying?" That's what he's saying.
And I've been saying this for a few seasons now. This is the way I see it. Remember when the Knicks had that pretty good season a few seasons ago? Not too long ago.
Great start.
But you know what it was? He had Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd's a great leader.
Absolutely.
And before that, again, call me crazy. On the Nuggets, Melo was great, right? Who did he have leading him? You might not like him, but he hustled his butt off. He had Allen Iverson leading him. You guys might not like him.
I don't think that the problem is.
He can't be the leader. That's what I'm trying to say.
Carmelo Anthony cannot take the frustration and
you can't take it out on your teammates though.
Listen, the frustration and the bearing it has in a way in being a leader, he can't handle that because if anything, we truly see him lacking in leadership when the Knicks are struggling.
I don't think that it's
this year. 2 years ago, the Knicks had one of the best starts in the league, and they started struggling. Carmelo Anthony just completely didn't say anything. We saw it on the court. He didn't want to talk.
He led the league in scoring that year.
He did lead the league scoring that year.
I don't think that it's that he can't handle it. It's that he doesn't have the right attitude. And what I mean by that is you look at the great leaders of basketball teams. Whether you guys agree or not, Kobe Bryant is a great leader of a basketball team.
Absolutely.
Michael Jordan's a great leader of a basketball team. Isaiah Thomas, Magic
Yeah.
Johnson,
I
Larry
have no
Bird.
problem with these guys.
And you look at all those guys, and none of them were content. None of them were content with not winning.
You're right.
All of them wanted to win.
I was actually going to bring that up. There was a practice situation that happened.
I don't know if I want to accuse Carmelo Anthony of not wanting to win.
I would absolutely.
I really
Man,
just,
you know
not
why I'm
wanted to
doing
win.
this?
I wouldn't say that he doesn't want to win. I would say that he's content with where he is right now. I would say that he doesn't really have the drive.
This is gonna sound crazy right now, but I think that if you really wanted to win in the offseason, you would have signed with Chicago. But that's just me. If you really, really wanted to win,
I don't know about that.
you also have, first of all, he's always said that he's loved New York, and second of all, his wife really wanted to stay in New York for her own business.
I don't know if you can make that argument. That's a difficult argument to make. But I mean, you'll get other great leaders. I mentioned Kobe Bryant, and he's of course in the news. This is a good.
I just want to say one thing about it. I'm not going to take your topic. I'm just going to say that again with Kobe too. He was in practice the other day cursing out his team.
Absolutely, trying to get them better.
He tries to get them better. They try to get him better. That's the way it works. But not the way Carmelo's doing it.
Getting you better, and absolutely, and I think that's something.
And you're seeing him play more of a point guard role again because he sees that whenever he shoots like crazy, they're not doing too well. But Kobe Bryant, whenever he gets a ton of assists, they're winning some games now.
So moving on to that, taking shots and scoring, Kobe Bryant has just become the third all-time scorer, cementing his place as the best basketball player of all time.
Did you guys watch the game?
I didn't.
I saw the game before. I saw the San Antonio game.
I was watching, and I got butterflies on my stomach because I've watched Kobe. He's always been one of my favorite players.
I have to watch the shot. I'm sure I'm gonna get chills.
It was a free throw, and he just when it happened, I have to give credit to Timberwolves fans. Everybody stood up. Everybody was.
Wait, you just said that they play the Spurs.
No, I was watching the Spurs game.
It was at Minnesota.
During the game I was watching, he needed 31 points to do it. But
yesterday was Minnesota.
Yeah, he needed 9 points at that time.
You had Minnesota fans clapping for him. It was a great moment. You just saw a smile on his face. Their head coach, what's his name? Anyone remember his name? I forgot his name.
I'm sorry.
They had a great moment. It was
the Lakers.
Yeah,
coach?
Byron Scott. I thought you were talking about Minnesota.
They had a soft moment, and you had Jordan coming out with his statement saying. I think what I took from Jordan's statement, I don't know if you guys saw it, was saying that Kobe Bryant is one of the few players that had the equal love of the game for basketball that he had.
I think so.
And
I think that if you look at people who had a passion for the game, I think
Kobe Bryant's up there completely.
Up there, I think that you get Larry Bird. I think that you get Michael Jordan,
Kobe Bryant.
I think Kobe Bryant.
You put him over Magic for desire to play.
Absolutely.
I think those are top 3 right there.
Absolutely.
To be honest.
With a passion of
I like how you put Larry Bird at the top because I was thinking the same thing.
Larry Bird, I mean,
all he knew was basketball.
He's the person I think that reached the most of his potential.
Yeah,
he's not as athletically gifted as those other guys.
He was just
definitely one of the most savvy players of all time.
He loved that. He loved the game. Actually, you know what? Drop down all 3 of them. Put Phil Jackson right on top.
Oh my God. I still put Larry Bird over him.
I don't know.
Anyways,
because you look at how long Phil stayed in touch with the game, and I think that's just
Yeah, but as a player, he was lousy. He
didn't have a good enough athletic ability.
Did he work? Did he work as hard as Larry? Did he work as hard as Larry?
I think so.
We were getting off topic.
And Larry Bird.
All right, let's continue.
Okay.
So the next topic I'd like to bring up is Johnny Manziel. He just recently got his first start for the Cleveland Browns, and he had a bad game. And I don't think it's fair that people immediately call him the worst football player of all time.
It's not fair.
Oh, he's terrible. And I think that our media and our tendency to just attack on somebody who's just had a bad game or somebody, our ability to tear down people and build them up, tear them down, is why you don't see anybody from this sort of generation keep going. And you don't see any long-term quarterbacks. You haven't seen a long-term quarterback come out of what I like to call the 24-hour ESPN sort of, cycle of criticism of players.
Yeah.
I mean, the last long-term quarterback you saw came from an era right before ESPN started to get super-duper popular. Like, it was popular at the time, but now you see that they're criticizing every young quarterback. It's going, they talk about.
I think the most recent quarterback that has come out and is truly going to be long term is Andrew Luck.
But that's because he's not really a polarizing figure. I mean, you look at some of the other guys. You look at some of the people who survived, long term, and I don't think Joe Namath would have survived nowadays.
No.
I don't. You look at any quarterback with any sort of flair, and I don't think that they survive in this sort of.
You definitely see athletes and especially quarterbacks and leaders of teams, and they've truly become celebrities in our society. Yeah. And everything they do,
and sometimes not for the right reasons either. But this happens in all sports. But you either have to let it make you or it breaks you.
But if we're looking at the football, aspect of this,
make it. I mean,
watching the game yesterday, there was a lot of things he could have done that could have been fixed by maturity. And you have to give that time. Also, the offensive line played absolutely horrendous yesterday. Yeah. So you have to give that. He was running the entire day, and it was not even because Johnny Manziel, how he used to Texas A&M, just running, do his little like West Coast offense kind of thing. But he was literally just running for his life because the offensive line literally fell down almost every possession.
I think the popularity of college football, and I love college football. The popularity of college football is ruining young stars in the NFL, because now you've seen them for years, you've discussed them for years, you know basically everything about them, and you expect them to be good the minute they step into the NFL. That's not the way it works.
And also a great kind of mirage in a way is you see these quarterbacks in college football and they completely dominate. And excuse me, when they get into the NFL, you're playing against the top defenders in the entire world.
They would dominate if you gave them time to develop.
No, I'm saying, and then they come into the league, and of course they're gonna do bad. I mean, dude,
you're up against people who are bigger.
You're
stronger,
in the NFL.
Quicker,
it's a huge leap. People don't understand that college football to the NFL is it's a completely different atmosphere.
It takes time to adjust.
In the football field, it's completely different. You have to give a quarterback time to mature and learn the craft of football. It's what it is. You don't have.
You can't just completely criticize and dissect these people. It's just, but I think that you also see, what you see from that is you see college baseball, which is sort of the opposite. College baseball, unknown. The MLB draft, nobody really knows about. They get the young players from other countries too, and I think that you get to see the players truly develop and become the stars that they should be.
Yeah.
And then you give them $100 million a year, and then they fall apart.
Someday, yeah.
That's just the way it is, though.
I'm joking. I think that.
No, but as players age, sometimes they
the baseball, they do give them an obscene amount of money.
Yeah, they're too overpaid. I'm sorry. Like, if you're a baseball fan watching the show, you're too overpaid.
I think more years, if anything, that overpaid, like the amount of years they get for their age. It's absolutely
years
insane.
And the pay. When you pay Robinson Cano $300-something million.
That's ridiculous.
Oh no, it wasn't.
It was in the middle 200 something.
No, it was something. I don't know. It was
That's
up there.
still a crazy.
When you give what's his name, Stanton, a crazy amount of money. When you do that, you unconsciously elevate them to a status above their teammates.
Yeah.
You almost make it seem like they're untouchable, infallible, and that they're the prized possession of the team. And what happens from that is that you eliminate competition and you eliminate their desire to become better, in my opinion.
You get the Carmelo syndrome.
Perfect example. Oh not getting paid as much as baseball
but he
players.
Can't get paid as much.
I really think that's unfair.
All right. This has been Second Take. I'm Sam the Man, Mo the Magnet, Ratchet Richie, and we're going to jump right into Wake Up High Tech. Just put on the intro song.
Whoa. Wait, no.
We don't have stories.
We're going to talk about Cut it. Yo, cut the mic.